Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So it is a beautiful day here in the mountains of western North Carolina. We've got some turkeys that we need to get moved on to a new spot, and I've got something I want to talk about today, and that's farmer burnout. So if you think farmer burnout is real, give me a thumbs up down below. If you think farmers burnout is just a figment of our imagination and it's not real, give me a thumbs down below. Let's go get these turkeys moved and we'll come back and we'll talk about that. But something been weighing on my mind. Hang out with us for a little bit. All right, first thing on the agenda today, we're going to move the turkeys. So turkeys, we give them, a couple of tractors so that they've got some shade during the day, and then they come out and day range in this netting. So we want to move them forward because they've been here for a few days, starting to get a little wear on the grass. It's not muddy, but we are starting to get a little bit of wear in a few places. So what we want to do is we want to go out this way onto some nice new fresh lush grass. But because this netting touches the ground down there in a lot of places, has a tendency to ground out, when you get high grass, it causes your netting not to be as effective because it's grounded out and you're losing spark. So we're going to mow us a circle around, put up some new netting, then we'll take this down, just let the turkeys walk right across. So we got the new holland out this morning, got the bush hog hooked up, and we're just going to mow a little circle here. And gosh, somebody they're loud, especially the geese. We're going to mow a little circle here and get them on a fresh piece of ground. All right, we got them. Got this netting put up. We got a nice big circle here, 264 foot sections of netting and turkeys. We got our feeders in here. We brought the tractors forward so that they do continue to have a little bit of shade. And then also we've got the drinkers inside of those tractors, and that that gives them a nice cool place to go in and get a drink. But I mean, look at this. This is what these turkeys do. I mean, your butterball turkey that you're going to get for Thanksgiving has never seen grass like this, and they've never gone out and scratched around for bugs and grubs and worms and eat a lot of green material. Folks don't know this. Turkeys consume a lot of green material. So, typically when we're getting ready to process chickens, we'll pull feed off of chickens about 12 hours before we process them. Then the crops are usually pretty clean. There'll be a little bit of grass in them. when we go to process turkeys, we will pull feed off of them 12 hours prior, and when we go to process them, those crops will be full of grass. They eat a lot of grass. Now, another benefit for turkeys that I think a lot of people don't talk about, but that we've discovered. So turkeys, and we need to put some grit on these guys, Newman. Put some grit on them. Turkeys consume a lot of grit, and they consume a lot of green material. So we found their manure actually to be better at growing grass and making greener grass than chicken manure does. And so up here, yeah, this looks kind of beat up right now, and we got a couple of hot spots where we left the tractors for a couple of days. But this looks pretty beat up right now. In a couple of weeks, we could do a drone shot of this. This will be a nice thick, I mean thick and super emerald green circle that's very distinguishable. And I think the reason is because those turkeys take a lot of grit, because they eat a lot of green material, I think their manure is somewhat more mineralized, and so it's a much high quality poop. That's what we're growing around here, man. We're growing the grade A poo-poo from our turkeys here. So geese are still in, white Chinese geese, guard animals. Geese make great guard animals. We start getting some aerial predators. We get a hawk or something flying over, and those geese will raise all manners of cane, and they make great guard animals. So, shoo, mercy, a little warm out today. All right, we got them moved, we got them fed, we still got to fill the drinkers up, and we'll be done with our little turkey project for today. They'll stay here for about a week, maybe 2. We'll just kind of see how they do. The bigger they get, the more impact you have. But, what'd you say? That's what I thought. All right, turkeys. Love seeing turkeys out on green grass. Nothing like it. Beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. Sitting down on the job, huh?
I guess so.
What are you doing?
I'm warming up a little bit.
Are you cold? It's like 90 blooming degrees out here. How are you cold?
Because it's sub-zero in there.
Is that your heated
This is it.
jacket? Have you got it on?
No.
You don't even have a charged battery, do you?
Oh yeah, I got one. I
just
don't need it right now.
Yeah, you need to turn that thing on.
It's nice now.
When you got it on.
Even when you don't, this is a very comfortable
So these
coat.
So these are Venustus. We had the folks from Venustus send us these. They sent this and a vest, a heated vest last year. I'll even link in the description down below for this, but they're nice,
It's
aren't
awesome,
they?
yeah.
They've got these heated panels in them, battery, rechargeable. I mean, they're pretty cool.
Even when you don't have the heaters on,
They're still good.
Very
They're
warm.
still pretty warm, yeah, because they're heavy. They got all those extra panels in them. So you've been packing coolers, getting ready for tomorrow.
Well, I've just been doing inventory and consolidating and pulling boxes out.
Yeah.
Getting ready to pack.
Never ends, does it? Always something. All right.
I'll trade places with him.
He wants to go in the freezer. All right.
Step on in there.
Yeah. This is the most popular place in the summertime, is in here. What's, I don't know if you can see. It's about 0 in there right now. It's cold. All right, we got work to do. Got the turkeys moved.
Nice.
Yeah, looks good. They were ready for some fresh ground.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, got those turkeys moved onto new ground. Always glad to get them onto a new spot. Man, they do a fantastic job helping the grass to grow. So glad to get them going. Thanksgiving turkeys, those are going to be our Thanksgiving birds, so we're really excited to get those up and going and moving in the right direction. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I want to talk about burnout. So I get the regular email from Justin Rhodes. If you don't know who Justin is, he's a homesteader guy, does a lot of educational things, bunch of followers. We get his email. So this morning, got an email, and one of the topics on the email that he was talking about was homesteader burnout. And he was talking about and featured a couple that were getting out of homestead. They were stopping, they were done. And I went back and watched the video that he had linked to and watched a couple of their other videos, and I can't say that I'm surprised that those folks are getting out. I think one of the problems that we have is that too many people that are getting into this homestead lifestyle are seeing it as a very romanticized way of living. country farm, chickens, pigs, few cows. It's all idyllic, very peaceful, very laid back, very easy lifestyle. But then once you get into it, it's not. It's a lot of work. It's a continuous amount of work. Doesn't matter if it's August the 15th or December the 25th or July the 4th, the work's still got to get done. You can't get away from it. There's no walking away from this. And he had made the comment that Salatin had said one time that the average lifespan for a homesteader in the homesteading lifestyle was about 7 years. And so that got me to thinking about some of my ancestors that homesteaded. Of course, it wasn't called homesteading then, or even farming then, it was living. And the difference is they didn't have a choice. In order to survive, they had to grow their own food, they had to keep their own chickens, they had to tend to a garden, they had to can stuff, they had to put things back for the wintertime whenever food was more scarce. But today, folks that are getting into homesteading, it's a choice, it's a lifestyle choice. It would be really easy for us to sell all of this, sell this 70 acres, sell all the cows, sell all the pigs, sell all the equipment, all the assets, take that money and go buy a really nice house in a suburban neighborhood where we have trash pickup. Somebody can come and mow my yard. Nobody mows this yard for us, we mow it ourselves. Somebody can come mow the yard. You know, we have all the conveniences. You know, we could live in an area where we've got Uber Eats or DoorDash or, you know, whatever. So to say that there's burnout, I would agree. I think there is burnout. But I think the burnout is partially because of an unrealistic expectation of what homesteading or farming is. It's a difficult way of life. It's a hard way of life. It's not easy. It's not idyllic. It's not just a few cute little chickens running around here in your yard or having a really beautiful garden that, you know, you get up and you go out and you sit in with your coffee and your bare feet and watch the hummingbirds come in and eat from the flowers, and you know, that's kind of your day. It's a hard way to live. I think that we take for granted what some of our ancestors had to go through just to survive. And now we try to mimic that by choosing this as a lifestyle. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that choice. We've chose to do that. But I think that in order to do this sustainably, you have to do it in a way that you're committed. And you're committed to it as your life, not just as a lifestyle or as a means of. And I've seen this, and I'm seeing it more and more every time I turn on the TV. More and more folks are, I think, using this as fodder for YouTube channels and social media and that kind of thing. And I hope that y'all see us as being genuine in what we do. I mean, I'm not out here doing this just so we can make videos. We do this, but we make videos about what we're doing. I've seen folks come on here and even freely admit that they make their living from social media, and their farm is a set, a backdrop, a performance, if you will, so that they can make videos. Saw one guy freely admit that. But anyway, I think if you're getting into the homestead lifestyle or you're trying to farm, grow your own food, grow food for others, I commend you for it. If you're thinking about getting into it and you're just getting started, just know that this is the real deal. There's a lot of sweat, there's a lot of hard work, there's broken noses, and it's not necessarily always the idyllic lifestyle that it's portrayed to be on some videos. So just go into it with your eyes wide open, realistic expectations, and know that it's not going to be easy. It wasn't easy for our grandparents, it wasn't easy for our great-grandparents, and if we decide to do this, it's not going to be easy for us. So, that little rant right there took a totally different direction than I had planned when I sit down in this chair. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Whenever you start talking about what you really feel and what you really think, sometimes the reality really comes out. So, I think that's it. For those of you that watched the farmer's market video and left me a comment, thank you so much for all the great suggestions. I think we're going to implement some of those. Tell me what you think about this. You know, is this the real deal? Are people really doing this for the right reasons? Why do you think folks are getting into farming and homesteading and doing this more and more? And we're seeing more and more of it in the modern day culture. So, like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. And we'll see you on the next video.